Dave Franco has always been the quiet Franco, the one who stayed out of controversy, kept his head down, and built a career without the chaos that seemed to follow his older brother. But in a rare, candid moment, Dave is finally speaking out about his complicated relationship with James Franco, the Hollywood golden boy whose fall from grace shocked an entire industry. When Bustle asked Dave what his brother thinks about his huge year, from regretting you to now you see me, now you don't, his answer stopped fans in their tracks. At this point, he said, "I think he's just excited to see me trying new things and to see me grow." Simple words, but behind them lies a story of family, fame, betrayal, and redemption. Because for years, Dave stayed silent while the world dragged his brother through headlines and lawsuits. And now, he's finally pulling back the curtain, just a little, on what really happened between the Franco brothers. Before the bright lights and red carpets, there was just Palo Alto, a sleepy suburb in California where three Franco brothers grew up: James, Dave, and Tom. Their parents were intellectuals, their mother a poet and editor, their father a Silicon Valley businessman, and creativity was in their blood. But even then, there was an undeniable hierarchy. James, the oldest, was the prodigy, the one who broke out first, chasing dreams of acting while Dave and Tom stayed in school. James moved to Los Angeles, struggled through auditions, and eventually struck gold with Freaks and Geeks, Spider-Man, and 127 Hours. Hollywood hailed him as a modern-day Renaissance man, actor, director, artist, teacher, even an academic. He was everywhere. For Dave, watching that rise was both inspiring and intimidating. He loved his brother but couldn't ignore the shadow that fame cast over their family. While James was on magazine covers, Dave was finishing school and quietly questioning if there was any space left for him in Hollywood. When Dave finally followed James's footsteps into acting, things weren't easy. Casting agents saw him as the other Franco. Every audition came with the unspoken comparison. In interviews, Dave admitted he nearly gave up early on. He was tired of being seen as a knockoff, not a real actor in his own right. But then James stepped in, helping him get representation, introducing him to filmmakers, even giving him small parts in his projects. For a while, it looked like the brothers were unstoppable. They collaborated on films like Zeroville and The Disaster Artist, playing off their real-life chemistry as siblings. But behind the scenes, tension simmered. Some insiders claim, though never confirmed, that Dave struggled to find balance between gratitude and independence. He respected James, but he didn't want to live under his shadow forever. And the more James became consumed by his image as Hollywood's eccentric genius, the more Dave distanced himself from that chaos. Hollywood can be ruthless, and being a younger sibling of a superstar is its own kind of curse. Dave's big moment came in the early 2010s with 21, Jump Street, Now You See Me, and Neighbors. Suddenly, the quiet Franco was a fan favorite, charming, funny, and approachable, without the unpredictability that defined his brother. Audiences loved him because he felt real, no pretension, no mystery, just talent and timing. Directors called him a professional who doesn't take himself too seriously. It was the kind of reputation that Hollywood craves, and that James was losing fast. As Dave's star rose, James's began to wobble. His experimental art films were mocked. His interviews turned erratic. And then came the scandal that would change everything. In 2018, the Los Angeles Times published a report that rocked Hollywood. 5 women accused James Franco of sexual misconduct, 4 of them former students at his acting school, Studio 4. The accusations painted a disturbing picture: women claiming James blurred professional boundaries, created uncomfortable situations on set, and exploited his position as a teacher. Soon after, 2 of those women filed a lawsuit. By 2021, Franco agreed to pay $2.2 million to settle. And while he maintained he never forced anyone, he eventually admitted, in a SiriusXM interview, that he had slept with students. At the time, he said, "I thought it was consensual. But I now see it was wrong. I didn't understand the power imbalance." It was a rare moment of honesty, but it came too late. Hollywood blacklisted him. Studios cut ties. Even longtime collaborators distanced themselves. And in that silence, fans began to wonder, where was Dave Franco? As the headlines piled up, Dave disappeared. No statements, no defenses, no condemnations. To some, his silence spoke volumes. Was he protecting his brother? Or was he quietly stepping away to save his own career? Social media buzzed with speculation. Dave Franco hasn't posted with James in years. He skipped James's last premiere. Did they have a falling out? The rumors only grew when Dave started focusing more on directing and producing with his wife, Alison Brie. Together, they built a creative bubble, light years away from James's controversy. And though Dave never directly addressed the scandal, fans noticed how carefully he built his image, grounded, private, and scandal-free. It was the opposite of James's chaotic persona, almost as if he was rebuilding the Franco legacy, one clean headline at a time. Then came 2025. In a Bustle interview, Dave finally opened up, just a little, about his relationship with James. At this point, he said, "I think he's excited just to see me trying new things and to see me grow." It wasn't a headline grabber, but the subtext spoke volumes. It sounded like two brothers who had weathered a storm, maybe not as close as before, but still connected by family. Dave went on to credit James for helping him get his start in Hollywood. "He opened doors for me," he admitted, "but no one was going to hire me just because I was James Franco's little brother. If I sucked, I would have disappeared very quickly." That quote, "If I sucked, I would have disappeared," became the defining moment of the interview. It was humble, self-aware, and subtly defiant. Dave wasn't denying his brother's help, but he was making it clear he built his own name. For fans, it was both refreshing and heartbreaking. Here was a man acknowledging his past without letting it define him. Hollywood took notice. Dave's interview was hailed as graceful. No drama, no exploitation of his brother's downfall, just quiet maturity. Meanwhile, James Franco began testing the waters for a comeback. He directed a few indie films, made low-profile appearances, and spoke about healing and rebuilding trust. But the industry hasn't fully forgiven him. Many still see him as a symbol of the #MeToo reckoning, a reminder of how power and ego can spiral out of control. And while James stays on the outskirts, Dave continues to climb, starring in thoughtful, character-driven projects, directing smaller films with Alison Brie, and earning respect for his craft. Insiders even say studios feel comfortable working with Dave because he represents what Hollywood wants right now: quiet professionalism after years of chaos. In a strange way, Dave's steady rise might be the Franco family's redemption arc, not through denial or defense, but through decency. The Franco story isn't just about scandal, it's about survival. How two brothers who took the same path ended up walking in opposite directions. James's journey is a cautionary tale of ego and consequence. Dave's is a story of humility and endurance. And in between them lies the uncomfortable truth: fame doesn't just change people, it tests them. It tests loyalty, silence, and the limits of forgiveness. Because even now, Dave never trashes his brother. He never capitalizes on the drama. He simply keeps moving forward, with quiet grace and determination. And maybe that's why this story feels so powerful, because in a world where celebrities overshare every emotion online, Dave Franco remains the rare one who lets his work speak louder than the noise. Whether the brothers have reconciled privately is unknown, and perhaps, that's how they want it. But one thing's clear: Dave Franco isn't running from the Franco name anymore. He's redefining it. In Hollywood, reputations come and go, but family remains the one script you can't rewrite. Dave Franco's journey reminds us that you can come from controversy without becoming it. That even in the shadow of scandal, growth and grace are still possible. And maybe, just maybe, both brothers are still learning that fame fades, but forgiveness doesn't have to.